Premiers battled over when to reopen borders this week as the National Cabinet appeared increasingly divided on and off state lines. Internationally, there was a breakthrough in Australia's advocacy for a coronavirus inquiry, but many are fearful of the price Australian exporters could pay for pushing for an investigation. Here's the Week in Politics.
Battle brewing over border closures.
I don't want to be able to say to people, I'm allowed to go to Auckland before I can go to Brisbane.
But a push to resume interstate travel was swiftly rejected from COVID-concerned leaders.
Nice offer, but no.
Beyond our borders, another battle over an inquiry into the origins of COVID-19, with more than 115 nations swinging behind Australia.
I hope China will come on board at the World Health Assembly.
China falling into line, saying it would likely back a push for a COVID-19 inquiry, but lashing out at Australia, saying that inquiry would be nothing like what Scott Morrison proposed, and that to claim the resolution a vindication of Australia's call would be nothing but a joke. And to prove they weren't joking about threats to impose crippling tariffs, China followed through on its threat, imposing an 80% toll on Bali exported from Australia.
This is a real kick in the guts.
It just doesn't stack up.
The vote stacking up at the World Health Assembly, with leaders agreeing to launch a probe into the origins of the pandemic.
Therefore, adopt it.
The vote unanimous, winning even China's last-minute support. But there was no such unity when it came to the border battle back home.
I can't see why the borders are still closed.
That medical advice failing to sway the majority of states and territories.
We're not going to give in to that sort of bullying.
The New South Wales Premier powering ahead.
We intend to keep our borders open. We think that's best for New South Wales, but also best for Australia.
But the push further souring relationships between the states.
No, we're not going to be lectured to by a state that has the highest number of cases in Australia.
The government took the view that a federal court decision providing annual leave pay for casuals was bad for business.
And we'll have an urgent consultative and cooperative response.
I'm astonished by the government's reaction to this.
And there were mixed reactions to the government's energy roadmap, prioritising gas and renewables over coal.
Technology, not taxes.
The roadmap's rejection of new coal projects creating tension within the Nationals.
We're all pro-coal. It's in its draft form, so there will be the opportunity for input into that process.
And it was coal that was caught up at the latest threat from China, as a week of trade tensions with Beijing was rounded out by reports some Chinese power plants were being told to stay away from Australian coal.
That is not a new development that has happened in the past. I think that everybody needs to settle down a little.
Lauren Darragh, Sky News, Canberra.